Today we're going to take a look at the Rage RC Volitar helicopter. And I've done a little bit of helicopter flying before. Back in my magazine days, they would give me all the coaxial helicopters to test out and fly. So I've got a little bit of flying experience, but this one's a little bit different. This one on the box, it says it flies like a drone. So I think I might be able to handle this. Now, before we get into it, I've been asked, not so nicely, why I've been reviewing a bunch of Rage RC products lately. And that's because Rage is a brand of hobby recreation products, a US distributor that distributes to a lot of hobby shops here in the US. I like to focus on products that you could pick up at a local hobby shop and actually help support that hobby shop, keep the lights on. And because of that, you're probably gonna see some more Rage RC stuff here on the channel in the future. But for now, let's take a closer look at this heli. Looking over the set here, this kind of looks like something anybody could pick up and fly. As I mentioned, it flies like a drone, as it says here on the box. It's a micro EP heli with a stability system. It's got a bunch of features. I'm not gonna go crazy in depth because I don't know much about helis, but we're gonna have some fun here. Starting off with the heli itself, pretty neat looking helicopter. Being a micro, it's on the small side, so you could probably fly it in a really large living room, and of course fly it outdoors, I'd probably say in non-windy conditions. Looks like plastic rotor blades, Lexan canopy, a plastic chassis for it. There's the spur gear on the bottom. There's a coreless motors, servos to control the swash plate. And this feels like a carbon fiber boom. And there's a tail rotor out back with plastic blades on it as well. There is the radio it comes with, and there's a couple buttons here, so it has a couple different functions that I'm going to show you when I go and fly it, but standard 4-channel. Then also in the box, you've got a USB charger. Here is the battery pack. It slides out, and so you can go and charge it and then slide it back in under the bottom. There's some extra rotor blades, even some tools to go and swap those pieces out, and the instruction manual. All right, I'm going to go charge this up, and we're going to see how easy it is to fly. Here we go, first flight indoors. I read through the manual, and there is a takeoff sequence that you got to go through with this. You have to do up and down on the throttle stick and then pull the sticks down to arm it. It will slowly start the blades, and then it has an auto takeoff button. The other button over here is for the dual rates, and that will change how quickly everything reacts for you. I just have it in low mode right now. Let's take off. Six to the side, the rotor's going. And this should be takeoff. Well, that was pretty easy. Look at that, auto hold. Seems pretty stable. I gotta trim it out just a little bit. I gotta remember how to do that. There we go. And look at that. When you start off flying, you always want it facing away from you. But look at that thing is super stable. All right, now let's see if I can do some flying here. Yeah, this flies just like a little drone. This is pretty cool. And it's responsive too. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not that good of a drone pilot either. But I'm just gonna get used to it, flying back, forth, side to side, front to back. And this thing is really stable. Now for some outdoor flying. Perfect, look at that. Oh, this is much better. Nice calm day. I could learn how to fly. Come right towards me. Back. Let's try the dual rate here. Yeah, it makes it much more responsive. I'm gonna go back to low. Hit the umbrella, guys. Well, that was way better than the old coaxial helicopters. That was a lot of fun to fly and pretty easy as well. I picked it right back up, and it's just I think, a great beginner helicopter to learn to fly on, both indoors and outdoors. Outdoors, I would say you need a little bit more experience and make sure that the weather is completely calm. I did have a couple little breezes that came through and just pushed this thing, so I had to switch it over to high rate and just to have that control over it. but definitely a manageable little helicopter with that 6-axis gyro that they have in it. I think I got about 20 minutes of flight time in on it. The box says it's about 15 minutes, but I think I got more than that. And that's plenty of time to get out of this small heli with a 1S battery pack in it. That's a small pack. I'm just gonna go throw this thing back on charge, have some more fun with it. If you wanna pick one up, I'd suggest go visiting your local hobby shop to see if they have one. If not, I'll have links in the video description below.